Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Gringa Spanish. I am your host, Christy. I want to apologize for the long wait since the part one of this video. I was not in school when I started this channel. Now I'm in school and it is a lot. But I finished my finals, I got good grades, so let's go ahead and go over part two to this song. If this is your first time here, I am not going to sing for you and I am not going to insert clips of the music. I'm going to teach you Spanish with very minimally, if at all, edited videos to the best of my ability. I love practicing Spanish, I love talking about Spanish, my Spanish is pretty good, and I think I can explain it pretty well. So if you're trying to learn Spanish, this is the place for you. We were just about to get to the chorus last time. By the way, I used to perform salsa. I think I mentioned that before. And this song is so danceable. If you don't want to dance when you hear this song, there is something wrong with you. Take it personally. I hope you're personally offended by that. Let me know in the comments. I'm just kidding. Okay. Voy a ser mafiosa. So voy is from ir, it means to go, and voy means I am going. So voy a ser, I am going to be, ser is to be. And it's just like in English, you can say I am going to do something. It's not only going to a physical place, you can tell somebody you're going to do something. It's kind of a hack to talk in the future tense, like I will do this, I will do that. If you don't know how to do that in Spanish, one easy way to do that is to use the verb ir. So voy a ser mafiosa. I am going to be mafiosa. Mafiosa means exactly what it sounds like it means. It means pertaining to the mafia. So she's basically saying I'm going to be a criminal. I'm going to be a bad girl. La maravillosa. Maravillosa means marvelous. So this would translate pretty directly to like a marvelous mobster. So I'm going to be a criminal, la maravillosa, the most marvelous. Or when you say la or el with an adjective, she's saying like I'm going to be a marvelous woman. The woman part is, even though this is an adjective, the woman part is implied. So que me teman los hombres malos. So los hombres malos is bad men. Hombres means men. Malos means bad. So que me teman means let them fear me. Teman comes from the verb temer, which means to fear. Yo temo, I am afraid. Tu temes, you are afraid. But it's an ER verb, so why does it have an AN ending here? Because it's in the subjunctive tense. So she's not saying they are afraid of me, she's saying let them be afraid of me. And because that's not a statement of something that is happening, it's a hypothetical. She's saying let them fear me. You use the subjunctive tense. A lot of the time, phrases that follow que are in the subjunctive tense. So que me teman, let them be afraid. So the ER ending becomes an AR ending, so teman, and me is the pronoun that tells you who they're afraid of, so let them fear me. Que me teman los hombres malos, so let the bad men be afraid of me. Cuando means when, cuando yo llego means when I arrive. Llegar means to arrive. Cuando yo llego en mi carro, when I arrive in my car. Los man se desesperan. Los man is slang for just men, so it comes from English, obviously. Los man se desesperan. Desesperarse means to become desperate, and it is a reflexive verb, so it has the se. Se desesperan, so they become desperate. Se asustan y aceleran. They become, asustar is another verb that means to be afraid. So se asustan means they get afraid. Y aceleran, and they accelerate. So I guess they're in their cars and they're accelerating away because they're afraid of her. So then we get to the second verse. That was the chorus. Si se le ocurre. So ocurrir means to happen, like in English to occur, something occurred, this occurred, that occurred. But it's also the reflexive form, ocurrirse, means the same as it does in English. It occurred to me, like a thought occurred to me or something occurred to you. That's what the reflexive verb ocurrirse means. And when you conjugate this, just like in English, you don't say I occurred to myself. You say something occurred to me. The thought occurred to me. The thought occurred to you. So it's getting conjugated in the third person form because I am not occurring. The thought is the thing that is occurring to me. So that's how ocurrirse gets conjugated. It's the same as in English. So si se le ocurre. She's talking in the usted form. So se le ocurre. So ocurre is conjugated in the third form because the third person because the thought is occurring to somebody. And she's talking in usted. So it's se le ocurre. Okay. So that was pretty confusing, but if you were going to say it occurred to me, you would say se me ocurre. If you're saying it occurs to you, you would say se te ocurre. So you say se, then you say the pronoun for who it's occurring to, then you say ocurre. And if it already occurred to you, then you would conjugate that in the past tense. If it's going to occur to you, you would say it in the future tense, but it's se, and then the pronoun of who something is occurring to, and then ocurre. And because she's talking in the usted form to the listener, which is a man, in the song, si se le ocurre, if it occurs to you, que está a la altura. Altura means altitude, but not, it's a metaphor. Que está a la altura. So it's like in English, if you're up for it, if you're up to it, if you're good enough for something, is the idea of this sentence. So if it occurs to you that you are up for it, if you're up to the challenge, if you're good enough, pues mándeme un email. Send me an email. Mandar means to send. So mandar un email, to send an email. And this is a command form. And the me is send me an email. But as we know from our video about giving commands, it can be attached onto the verb. And when it is, you need to add an accent. So mándeme un email. Send me an email. It's a command. Pues is just kind of a filler word. It kind of means like well in English or something like that. You can, Peruvians say it a lot. You can say pues. You can say, just add it to the end of a sentence if you want to. It just kind of means like well. Get blank. This is a bad word. I don't think YouTube's going to catch it in Spanish, so I'll go ahead and say it. Mierda. It's the equivalent to the S word in English. So, ¿qué mierda le pasa a los hombres cuando se trata de una mujer? So altogether, this sentence means, what the hell happens to men when it comes to women? So like men may be, so the idea of this sentence is that men may be perfectly rational human beings, but they go crazy when it comes to women. So she's saying, ¿Qué mierda le pasa a los hombres cuando se trata de una mujer? What the hell happens to men when it comes to women? So ¿Qué mierda really means like what the hell? Le pasa means to happen to, pasar happens to somebody. Le pasa a los hombres happens to men. Le pasa a, you say something happened to somebody. So le pasa a alguien, something happened to somebody. She's saying le pasa a los hombres, something happens to men. Cuando, when. Se trata means when something is about something. You can use this about movies. You say, ¿de qué se trata la película? What is the movie about? Se trata. So when it is about de una mujer, of a woman. So altogether, this sentence, what the hell is wrong with men when it comes to women? Tengo mis convicciones. I have my convictions. Tengo is tener, to have. Tengo, I have mis convicciones, my convictions. No tengo amores. I don't have loves. Tampoco herencia, or inheritance. She's just saying, like, I have nothing but my beliefs. That's basically the idea of that line. Me la paso en aviones. I pass my time in planes. So when you say me la paso, you're kind of saying how you spend your time. So the understood part of this is time. So me la paso. I pass my time en aviones, in planes, pero a la noche quiero calor. But at night I want warmth. She's saying she wants a man at night. Llamo a los celulares de esos nenes arrepentidos. Llamar means to call, so llamo means I call. A los celulares, the cell phones. I call to the cell phones. De esos nenes. Nene means like boy. or like boyfriend. It doesn't have to mean a young man, but it often has like a romantic implication, but it just means boy. Llamo a los celulares de esos nenes. So I call the cell phones of these boys. Arrepentido means sorry. So it can mean like legitimately sorry if like you'll hear it in songs where like a bachata song where somebody's saying like, I made a mistake when I cheated on you. I'm so sorry. Please take me back. They might use the word arrepentido, which means repentant. But in this case, I think it means like it can also mean similar in English to when you're saying, oh, that's sorry excuse for a person. Like it's an insult, but it's the same word. So that's how I am interpreting this line. So I call the cell phones of these sorry men. Todos tienen excusas. They all have excuses. Again, tener, todos means all. So they all have excusas, excuses, para pasar inadvertidos. Inadvertido means like unnoticed, on the DL. So todos tienen excusas para pasar inadvertidos. So they all have excuses to remain on the DL, out of sight, like they don't want to spend time with me. ¿Acaso están asustados? So, what if they are afraid? So, or maybe they're afraid. ¿Acaso means, por si acaso means like just in case. So, ¿acaso están asustados? So, could it be that they're afraid? Yo ya no me lo puedo creer. Creer means to believe. Yo is I. Ya means like already. So no me lo puedo creer. So she could just say no creo, which would mean I don't believe, but this is like a very emphatic version of that. Yo ya no me lo puedo creer. I can't believe it. So just like in English when you say I don't believe it, that's what this lo is. This lo is like it. So yo, I, ya, already, no me lo puedo. I cannot believe it. Puedo is to be able to. So no puedo means I can't. So no puedo creer means I can't believe. I'm gonna evolve it for you guys so you guys understand all the specific parts of this sentence. No puedo creer would mean I can't believe. No lo puedo creer means I can't believe it. And then the me kind of just makes that even more emphatic. Creer is not a reflexive verb, but sometimes when you add it into a sentence, it makes it like even more emphatic. So yo ya no me lo puedo creer. I really can't believe it. Al menos haría plata. At least, al menos means at least. So menos means less. Al menos literally means like, well, at least. Haría plata si diera miedo a los del poder. So this is a really interesting sentence because it's an if-then statement, which is really, really useful to know how to construct. So, al menos haría plata. So, haría comes from hacer, and hacer means to do or to make. And just like in English, you can say, I make money. You're not physically sitting down and making paper and making dollar bills, but you're making money by doing something, right? It's the same word in Spanish. So at least I would make money. Haría is the conditional tense of to make in the yo form. So al menos haría plata. At least I would make money. Si without an accent means if. So if diera comes from dar, and when you're saying if something or I would something if something, I would X if Y. When you say I would X if Y, the X part is the conditional. So think about it. Use the conditional tense. I would X. Would is conditional. So I would, then you use the conditional tense, if, and then Y. So for the second part of that sentence, you use the imperfect subjunctive. I don't think I have any videos on the imperfect subjunctive. I know we did the present subjunctive, but I'm going to have to look. So, but basically what you need to know is if you want to say I would X if Y, you need to go to conjugation.org or your favorite conjugation website and find the imperfect subjunctive. So, diera is the imperfect subjunctive from the verb dar, which means to give. Miedo is a word for fear. It's the noun for fear. So si diera, if I gave fear to, or if I made them afraid, a los del poder, to those in power. So a los, so it's like to the people in, the people is understood, a los del poder. Del means of, poder means power. So at least I would make money if I gave fear to those in power, or if those in power were afraid of me. Alright guys, this video is already pretty long, but we don't have that much left. I wasn't going to go over all of the end. There's just a couple more parts of this song that I wanted to talk about. So a little later in this song, pretty much the climax of the song, she says, y nene, ahora voy sin maquillaje. So, boy, now I go without makeup. So, nene again, boy, ahora, now, voy sin maquillaje. I go without makeup. So she just means go wherever. Y por la calle, and in the streets. Por la calle means in the street. Me dicen, they tell me, que soy la belicosa. Belicosa is not a very common word. It kind of means like warlike or somebody who's looking for a fight. So, y por la calle me dicen que soy la belicosa, that I am looking for a fight. La más peligrosa, the most dangerous. So they tell her that she's looking for a fight and she's very dangerous. And then there's just a couple phrases that get repeated in the call and response section of the song, because this is a good salsa song. It has a call and response section. Tengan cuidado means be careful, and it's in the plural form, so it's telling a group of people tengan cuidado. So if your family's leaving for a movie and you want to say, hey, have a great night, be careful, and you're talking to a group of people, you say tengan cuidado. If you're talking to one person, if your boyfriend's going to the store, you say ten cuidado. That's when you're talking to one person. Ya no soy la mujer que era. I'm not the woman that I was anymore. Era is the imperfect form of ser. So ya no soy. Ya means already or anymore. So ya no soy, I'm not anymore, la mujer que era, the woman that I was. So I'm not the woman that I was anymore. Ya no pido perdón ni permiso. This is the last phrase that I wanted to talk about. It's pretty useful. So anymore, no pido, so pedir means to ask for. I don't ask for. Perdón means forgiveness. So I don't ask forgiveness, ni permiso, nor permission. So I don't ask for forgiveness nor permission. Ya no pido perdón ni permiso. I don't ask for permission or forgiveness anymore. She's saying that she does whatever she wants. Okay, guys. So that's it for this song. We'll move on to another song. If I have time, I'll try to get a Christmas song for you guys. But that's pretty much it. Did I make any mistakes? Let me know in the comments. Oh, yes. I made a mistake in the last video. I had told you guys that the phrase jura que jura, that I didn't know what it meant. And that my boyfriend did not know what it meant either. So I actually found out what it meant. I was talking to my very, very good Venezuelan friend, and I asked her, and she had a really hard time explaining it to me, actually. I was there with a couple friends, and they were like, how do we even explain what that means? But what they ended up explaining to me was that it basically means, yeah, right. And it doesn't really make sense in the context of the song. So if you just look at the lyrics, it doesn't really make sense with the rest of the lyrics, but what it means is, yeah, right. And how you would use it is, like, the example that they gave me was if you say, like, okay, I'm going to go to the beach tomorrow. Let's say you're talking to somebody and you say, I'm going to go to the beach tomorrow. And they say, what do you mean you're going to the beach tomorrow? The forecast says it's going to be raining all day. And they say, no, I'm going to the beach tomorrow. And then you say, yeah, right. So, jura que jura, that means yeah, right. So if somebody says something and you're like, yeah, right, what do you mean? That's what jura que jura means. Or at least that's what they explained to me. Alright guys, that's it for today. I know this was pretty long. I hope you learned something. I hope that I explained it well. Do you have any questions? Did I do a good job? Did I make any mistakes? Do you have any requests for songs? Please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much. It really is great to have feedback. And like I said, I'm so sorry for the waits between videos right now. School has been a lot. But I love you all, and I hope you're having a wonderful December so far. Bye-bye.